And yesterday, after we signed off, the Patriots made a splash. Splash. They made a big splash, though.
I was shocked.
Milton Williams.
I was actually almost by Northeast Men's Health in Dedham on the way home when the news broke. And I'm listening to Felger and Maz, and they haven't done anything. And then breaking news. And then they announced that. And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought he was going to Carolina. Patriots got in on it, and it's for big money. It's $55 million in the first 2 years, $60 guaranteed. That's a big one. You can't phrase that any other way. And I'm watching all the national stuff on HBO, NFL Network last night, and some of the insiders and all the rankings they had. Everybody had Milton Williams number one on their big board. And it was good to see that in the top 10 available free agents, the Patriots logo was next to two of them. One at 1 and one at 7. So you could look at this yesterday and say, okay, they had guys that you're really unsure of or that have been in the league and that. They got better yesterday. That's what I come away with. They got better yesterday. They got 5 starters yesterday, and it started to hit me throughout the show. They're building this from the defense out. So what they're doing is they're going after with what they know and how to beat people, and that's with defense. You look at that.
Wait, they don't know offense?
No.
Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I think they still have. There's major holes with the offense, and they got issues on offense. We will get to that. You've got to fix your offense too. But bottom line, Patrick Mahomes got his ass kicked by that defense, and that's how you beat good teams in this league is to get after the elite quarterbacks. So that's part of the process, right? And they're building it from the core.
Funny, I thought you win in this
wanted
league
big
in
receivers.
2025 with the best quarterbacks. I didn't know that it was getting to the quarterbacks that is consistently allowing teams to win. I thought Patrick Mahomes has 3 Super Bowl titles because he's Patrick Mahomes.
He does.
Not because they were getting to the other quarterbacks.
Well, in 2 of the biggest games, he got his ass kicked. He got his ass kicked by Tampa, and he's got his ass kicked.
That's not me dumping on the signing. That's me dumping on the idea that all of a sudden they have all the answers. And
I didn't say they had all the answers.
Figuring it out. Like
I said, they got 5. Did they not get 5 starters?
You're indicating that they're building it in a way that they are doing it this way because they have the blueprint to success, and that's winning on defense. And I don't believe that. And I don't think most people believe that in 2025 in the NFL. And again, not to dump on any of these signings, because the Milton Williams signing yesterday salvaged the day. It did. It salvaged their day.
Yeah, put them up and over. Yeah, on the day.
It gave them a signing that proved they can bowl someone over with their money, and it proved that they are willing to actually do that. This guy was gone. He was signing with Carolina.
You took him away from somebody.
He was
That's
ready
big.
to go there, and all of a sudden, the Patriots, they did their pivot. They were pivoting in a better way than what they had maybe indicated when they were talking at the Combine a week ago. What they did was they pivoted to throwing a bundle of cash at Milton Williams. Is he overpaid? Of course he's overpaid. That's what you do in March. This is great. That's great that they did this. Yes, he's got a huge contract. It was the bad teams that were in on him that were willing to do that for him, because they desperately need the talent, and the Patriots proved they were more desperate than anybody for his talent. And that is a excellent, excellent sign for this team. I wish they were doing that at wide receiver, but I'll take it at defensive line. Sure, we'll take it. That proved that they're willing to do that thing, which they've never really done. That's not really their style. That's not how they got Harold Landry.
No.
That's not what they did to him. They had the sell job, and they were, not paying him what he wanted to be paid. This guy, they said, well, he has no interest here. The only way we're going to do it is by saying, let's just offer him more money than anybody else is going to offer him. Let's just do it.
Yeah, it's
then he went for it.
It's how you went. It's how you went and got Gilmore day one of free agency. Like, you paid big money to go get Gilmore. You made the trade for Revis. You paid him big money at that time for what he was making. This is one where you feel a lot better about the day. If the day was in question to you and you didn't know a lot about these players that they were bringing in, I didn't know much about Spillane. I obviously Carlton Davis, I know him. But he's been on a couple teams, and he was most recently with Terrell Williams in Detroit. So I understand all that, but Moses is a big guy. That's a good pick for them, or a good signing for them. So you're anchoring one of your tackle positions. You still have holes at left guard, left tackle, receiver. I know you got a receiver yesterday, but that's an Aguilar-born type signing to me. Like, I like him,
Yeah.
but he's not a 1 or 2. He's coming here to be like a 3, I would hope. But I think they had like an A- on the day yesterday.
but Milton
they got 5 starters.
To get back to Milton Williams, Milton Williams represents something they've never done before, not with Gilmore, not with Revis, not with Adalys Thomas, none of those. The team was good when they got those guys. Those guys had motivation to play for this team at that time.
True.
This is not related to any of those signings. It's not in the same category. This is the team is bad, the brand is damaged, and what they said was they are going to overpay and continue to pay and beat any other offers that were out there for the player. That represents something entirely brand new. A guy that otherwise would have no real reason to say, I want to be a Patriot. And they're lucky. They're lucky that Milton Williams was willing to shop for the best deal because, as we've seen since this week began, there are players, Ronnie Stanley, who were not interested in going for the best deal and the most money and financial security.
Chris Godwin.
This player was about getting the best deal for himself. And so it takes a certain player to be available to be able to do what they did because he was considering the Patriots, the Panthers, the Cardinals, the bad teams in the league. And if you're smart, you know that going to a bad team at this time of year that has money to spend is best for you personally. Personally, your bank account will benefit the most by doing what Milton Williams did yesterday. But we've never seen the Patriots pull off that move. No, F you, we'll pay you the most. They should have done it a year ago with Calvin Ridley. It gives me hope that they learned their lesson, that they realize how stupid that was a year ago to come up short in that endeavor. This represents a big step forward for the organization. This is big. This is a breakthrough for them. We should recognize it.
Day one of free agency is much different than day one of free agency a year ago. You're signing basically your guys back. This time you're reaching into the rest of the league, bringing in veteran players because you need a core here. You need to build culture. You need energy guys. This playing guy is a bit of an animal. Carl Davis has been around the game a long time. You got a young corner still in Gonzalez. He could help him as far as being professional. You're going to lose on Jonathan Jones. You're going to lose that veteran leadership. So you hopefully acquired some veteran leadership, and especially this Moses guy for the offensive line to get their ass after it a little bit. And let's get back to running the ball. You're going to still have to throw it to win the big games, to advance, to get to the playoffs. You're going to have to use the arm of your quarterback. But in other games, you're going to have to be able to kill clock, run it, and play tough defense. They got 5 starters yesterday, and that's what I'm happy about. Because this roster that we looked at, and I've called games for them these last 2 years, there are guys out there that probably shouldn't be in the league. This roster was stripped. Bill left it in a bad place. And this is a step towards fixing it. It is. And the Williams one, to your point, puts it over the top yesterday. Because, I left here yesterday a little bit frustrated because I want receivers. I wanted a left tackle. I wanted him to address the offensive line. I'm sitting here watching offensive linemen go off the board. There's guards making $14, $15 million out there now. Guards. I don't want to pay a guard that. I want to pay a left tackle that. Or $20 million, whatever the hell the price tag should be with the guys that are left. It should be about $20 million for left tackle right now, based on what's left if you're going to make a trade for one. Yeah, but Milton Williams kind of shocked me driving. I was like, wow, okay. Wish it came down during our show, but it didn't.
Milton Williams now a Patriot. Your reaction to that and reaction to all of the signings of yesterday. We will go through them. A glass half full, glass half empty, right down the middle. Honest and fair commentary on the day that was for the Patriots.
How many of you fans know who Milton Williams is?
Very few.
Because you all know Josh Sweat, Darius Slay, the kid that had the pick 6, the second round pick. Yeah.
It's not, again,
Cooper DeJean.
It's not a big, sexy, marketable move. It's not that. There are no people lining up at the pro shop today to get a Milton Williams jersey. That's not happening. But the way they spent money on that player does represent a change for them. At least for a day, at least for one contract. It shows me that they were willing to do what they weren't willing to do an offseason ago. And what does that mean? What does that mean about who's in charge now in the building?